Hello, in this video I'm going to explain multi-digit multiplication. Now one thing I want to say is that if you're not very sharp and very um, good with recall of the multiplication facts, then you really don't want to watch this video, because here I'm going to be going pretty fast with individual single-digit multiplication. So I cover that in a different video, in the M0.6 practice videos. So you want to go back and look at that. Here, we're not doing single digit multiplication, we're doing multi-digit multiplication. Okay, so you definitely want to be up to par with the facts recall for this video. All right, so here we go. Question 1 here. Now you might remember that from a previous video I mentioned that there are 3 ways to represent multiplication. And one way is to use an X, and that's where we usually use, especially back in school, middle school, high school, and so forth, elementary school. Another way to think about multiplication is parentheses, and another way, a third way, is to use a dot. So this is not really multi-digit multiplication here. This is kind of like a warm-up, I suppose. This and the next problem are warm-ups. But let's go ahead and just do it anyway. So let's just multiply left to right. Now we could multiply in any way we want, because for multiplication, due to the commutative and associative properties, we can multiply right to left, left to right, do these first or those first, we'll still get the same answer. But just for the sake of doing this problem here, let's just do it left to right. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. So I really see this as a warm-up to the tougher problems coming up. And also right here, similar problem, 5.6.0. 5 times 6 times 0. And this dot is up here in the middle. It's not down here. It's not a decimal point. So anything times 0 is 0, right? So, or 0 times anything is 0, either way. So there's no point in wasting brain power here, brain cells, on trying to figure out what 5 times 6 is, but you should know that it's 30. As soon as you see a 0 and everything's being multiplied, you know the answer is 0. Okay, so here are the type of problems that we're going to discuss here. So this is a 3-digit number times a 1-digit number. So we have 700 times 8. Okay. So let me show you a couple ways to do this. First of all, we're going to multiply the 8 with this digit here, which is in the ones column. Then I'm going to multiply the 8 with this digit here, which is in the tens column. Then we're going to multiply the 8 with the 7 digit, with this digit, which is in the hundreds column. So here we go. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 7 is 56. Okay, so that's one way to do it. An easier way to do it is this. Whenever you have zeros at the end of either this top number or the bottom number, simply bring the zeros down. I see that I have 2 zeros to the right of this number. I'm going to automatically bring them down. And I can do that because I know that 0 times anything is 0, without even thinking about it. Then I can focus on multiplying the non-zero digits. 7 times 8 is 56. So either way, it's 5,600. Now, this is really going to help out. This technique here is going to help out when we have a bigger number than just a one-digit number down here. It's going to make multiplication easier. Okay, so, and we'll encounter those as we go. So the answer is 5,600. Okay, so here we have 4188 times 20. Is it possible to use that quicker technique to multiply? That zero technique that's quicker? Yes, it is. Because we have a zero to the right of either of the numbers, or sometimes both numbers have zeros to ending zeros. We call them ending zeros. They end, it's the last rightmost digit. And we know that 0 times anything is 0. So what we'll do is say, you know what, I'm going to take this 0 and bring it down because I know that 0 times anything is 0. Then what you do is you continue multiplication starting with the next digit to the left, which is in the tens place. So here's a sequence. From the tens place, you're going to go here first, and go there first. You're going to multiply with that, and that, and that, and that. This way, this way, this way, then that way. Okay, so you're going to start by multiplying with the ones digit, and the tens, the hundreds, the thousands. Here we go. 2 times 8 is 16. So we're not going to fit 16 here. We can only put one digit down here. So put your right-hand digit down here and your left-hand digit on the next, over the next column. 2 times 8, this 8 is also 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. Right-hand digit, left-hand digit. You're going to put the left-hand digit over the next column. Then you're going to multiply these two numbers. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm lining everything up. Notice I'm lining everything up. We're not done yet. We have one more number to multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. 8. All right, and we're done. So the answer should be 83, 760. Okay, this is a perfect example of using that zero technique to make multiplication easier. So here we go. By the way, when you're multiplying big numbers like that, it's good to start on the right-hand side of the page because we know multiplication kind of goes that way. If you start here, you're going to run out of space. All right, so let's start from the right-hand side here. 4, 4, 0, 0, 0, then 2,000. So, am I going to multiply 0 times everything and continuously? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the easier way to multiply. We have zeros, ending zeros here, and we have ending zeros here. Zeros to the right of the numbers. So I'm going to count up all the zeros and bring them down. 3 and 3, 6. I'm going to bring down 6 zeros. I'm going to line them up or create new columns as I go. In fact, let's make this a little bigger here, right there. So 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 zeros. Then what I'm going to do is multiply the non-zero digits. Okay, these here are the non-zero digits. I'm going to multiply that. So first, it's going to be 2 times 4, which is 8. So I don't need to carry over anything, right? Because it's under 10. The answer is under 10. And then we want to multiply this. Again, 2 times 4 is also 8. And we're done. Yeah, that was nice. If we did it the long way, we would still be adding zeros. So there will be problems where we'll have to do it the long way. And we'll get to those. So it looks like it's 88 and then 6 zeros. All right, so I think you can probably see this is going to be a similar type of problem. Similar type of problem. But actually, just for fun, why don't we do it the long way, just for fun. Here we go. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. And then we start with the next digit over. So here's the sequence, by the way. All right. We're going to multiply each number down here with everyone on top. And we always start the multiplication from the right and moving to the left. This times this goes here. This times this goes here. This times that goes there. Now we're going to switch to the 0, this middle 0 in the tens place. 0 times 5 is 0, and guess where I'm going to put the 0? Straight below it in the tens spot. Now, I can leave this as blank. I can put I see people put X's here. I see people put a dash here. I see people put a 0 here. It's a placeholder. It doesn't matter. Blank, or 0 means nothing. So let me just, leave it blank and see what happens. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you line up these. So again, 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 3 is another 0. So just simply move it to the next column. 0 times 1 is 0. And just create a new column. That's all right there. So now we're going to start multiplying with the 1, and it's going to go this way. 1 times 5, 1 times 3, 1 times 1. And we're going to start our answer right below the 1, which is in the hundreds place, right? This is in the hundreds place. 10, ones, tens, hundreds. This is in the hundreds place. Ones, tens, hundreds. So they have to match. Everything has to line up. And by the way, you notice how much space I have between digits? Highly recommend you do the same thing. Don't squish everything in there. Leave plenty of space between the numbers. It's going to make lining the digits up much, much easier. So let's finish off with the 1. 1 times 5 is 5. You're going to put the answer right below here. 1 times 3 is 3. You're going to put it on the next column to the left. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Just create a new column. Again, these blanks, I could put a 0 here as placeholders, or keep it blank. It really doesn't matter, as long as things line up. So the last step is to add all these numbers right here that we multiplied. We finished multiplying, and here are the results of the multiplication. All we got to do now is just add these, just straight up and down. 0 plus nothing is still 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus nothing is still 0. 0, 0, 5, right? 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 3 is 3. Nothing plus 1 is still 1. So our answer is 13,500. Now, let's do it the easier way, and then you tell me which you prefer. Okay. So 135 times 100. 0 times anything is 0, and I see 2 zeros at the right of the number. I'm going to bring them down. And then I'm going to multiply the non-zero digits, which are these. I'm going to multiply those. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. It's the same thing. Much easier, though. And I think you'll agree. So do you want to do this the long way or the short way? You said the short way. That's the right answer. Very good. 700 times 300. And I should have started a little bit that way. So let me just drag this over. There we go. I see 2 and 2, 4 zeros to the right of both numbers altogether. So I'm going to bring them down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to continue multiplying the non-zero digits. 7 times 3 is 21. And I'm done. So 2, 1, and 4 zeros. Okay. And that's pretty much how you multiply multi-digit numbers. If you like my content, click the like button, post your comments, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.